Hello YouTube, MillenniumX17 here. The Microsoft E3 press conference for 2011 has just concluded, and what the fuck just happened? Seriously. It was a lot of retarded nonsense. They started off with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 and a demo of a level called Hunter Killer. It pretty much, you remember how Call of Duty 4 started off with you going down that cargo tanker? That way, it looked identical to that. And then it ended with you on a raft going through some ships exploding. It wasn't really all that special. Looked half clone, half explosion. It was not that great. They moved on to a Tomb Raider demo next, which was pretty impressive. I have to say that demo was pretty awesome. That I have to say I'm looking forward to. Next up, EA Sports' Peter Moore came out and was like, "We're gonna have Kinect support for Tiger Woods, Madden, and FIFA for 2012." Nobody cares about Kinect, seriously. What else? They made mention of The Sims 3 and some other Family Game Night 4 for Kinect as well, and it's just all kinds of retarded nonsensery going on. BioWare jumped out with a Mass Effect 3 demo, which started off pretty impressively. They were like, we're going to have Kinect support with the voice controls. I'm like, ooh, this is going to be interesting. And then the guy would say one thing, and then Shepard would say something completely different. Kind of interesting. Like, they're halfway there. It'll take time for the tech to evolve. That's the right direction where I think Kinect should go. The voice support is what I am excited for. And then from there on out, you can control combat. It's like, you know, this person move forward, this person move back, you know, this person powers this way. You know, it does work. That was pretty cool looking, so I have to say that. So the voice support with the squad is definitely the best part about it. The voice support as you talk with everyone else is... what you say is not what counts in the game. Kind of weird. Next up was a Ghost Recon Future Soldier, which I was very excited. I'm seeing this looks awesome, and then they said Kinect again, which is just not good at all. But then they were like, oh, you could do gunsmith, fully customizable weapons where you can actually say, you know, you can zoom in all the intricate workings of every gun, you can randomize, voice support Kinect, you can move your hands, this and that. I'm thinking, okay, this is okay. If they just use Kinect for that, that would be not too bad. And then the guy stood up and started going through it with him hand out like this, and then he'd open his hand to shoot, and it was just I'm like, dude, people don't want to play shooters standing up, okay? I'm sorry. After that, it was... Mark Whitten came out and talking about, oh, a new dashboard to work with Kinect. I really don't care about new dashboards. I don't understand why they have to do a new one every single year. It's just kind of weird. And then he was like talking about controllers, gestures, and voice control. And then he was like, we're going to increase our third-party partnership by tenfold. Okay, that's for their entertainment catalog. Then they were like, YouTube on Xbox 360. Alright, okay, and then they're like, we're going to put Bing support on the 360 as well for the Bing search engine. Through the Kinect, you can actually voice its Bing search movies or something like that. You have to do these weird specific voice commands in order to activate it, but then it'll go and search the entire catalog of Bing on the 360, which, like I said before, the Kinect support for the voice specifically is definitely the best direction for it to go, because all these demos where they were just doing voice, they were sitting down like I am right now, which is why I like to play games. And then they were like, dashboard in the fall, there's a TV partnership all around the whole world. They're working with different TV providers across the world to get it in every region. So there's that. Phil Spencer came out there and was like, oh, the rest of the games for the rest of the conference are going to be exclusive only to the 360. They did a Gears 3 demo with Cliffy B and Ice-T came out, played the game. It looked pretty good, you know, for a Gears game. He started out by saying that the beta actually improved them to make the best Gears game to date, which is definitely a good thing. The beta was probably what they should have done for the first game, quite honestly. But, you know, the demo included a squid monster, yada yada, you know, a couple other things here. Crytek's new game, Project Kingdoms, I think is what it was called last year. It's set in Rome, and it's called Rise with a R-Y-S-E, and it looked awesome up to the point in time where it was a Kinect game. Okay, yeah, that just looks stupid as shit. Guy holding up his arm for a sword, a shield, and then he's, huh, and I'm like, no, nobody wants to do that, alright, seriously. Halo Combat Evolved, Anniversary Edition, November 15th, 2011. The rumor's true. That's what it's going to be coming out. What really frightens me about this is that they said they remade and remastered the campaign. Why do you want to remake the campaign? That's, you know, the campaign, I don't know how many people want to play it, but the multiplayer is what everybody really wants to play. Then they were like, we're going to have the best maps from Halo 1 and Halo 2. They've been remade and remastered. And I'm like, why did you do that? You're going to piss a lot of people off, is what it... And then Turn 10 came out, Forza 4, Kinect support again. You know how Turn 10 loves to have realistic detail. They went through a Ferrari, I think it was the F430, I'm not sure, and I think it was. And they were going through the cockpit, through the engine compartment. You know how they love specific details and everything. And the thing that they're going to be using Kinect for is voice and head tracking. Voice I get, head tracking I really don't, because your TV's in front of you. If I start looking this way in order to get my guy to look this way, I'm not looking at my TV anymore. So what the fuck is the point to that? It really doesn't make any... Am I going to eye it out of the corner of my eye and be like... Then no, that's just not that good. Peter Molyneux came out for a new Fable game, Fable the Journey, set in Albion, Age of Heroes is over. It's another Kinect game from the first person's perspective. I did notice the guy demoing this was sitting down. So, but here's the thing, the guy was doing like a horse carriage thing. He's riding a horse around, and I'm like, is that all it is? And then he gets out, and then he goes going through when he brings his hand up, and then whoosh for magic, and I'm like, okay, it's from the first person perspective. And the thing that immediately caught me is that he's not controlling his movement. It's like an on-rails thing, which is fucking stupid. It really is. Phil Spencer came out, oh, and this is when the conference went downhill. Holy fucking God almighty. He came out and then he was like, the first thing he says out of his mouth is about Mojang and Minecraft. And I'm like, oh my God, they're going to bring Minecraft on 360? And then he said Kinect. Yeah, so later this year sometime there will be a Kinect Minecraft console release on the 360. Minecraft on the 360, awesome. Kinect support, fuck you, Microsoft. That's just stupid shit. And then it really went downhill. They did some sort of, they said they're collaborating with Disney, and people have programmed all of Disneyland into virtual thingamajobber that you can now navigate through Disneyland virtually. And then, oh look, a Peter Pan ride. Let's go have a fun time on the Peter Pan ride. And I'm like, what the hell? And then it's this whole mini game to do with flying around. And then they brought out the creepy kids, which... Microsoft, what is your deal with creepy children? They scared the crap out of me. Seriously, that's not natural. It really isn't. I mean, it was very awkward, to understate it heavily. Then the Kinect Star Wars came out after that. I don't want to say so much it was bad graphics, but the textures looked ovalish is the best way I could think to describe it at the time. They just didn't look correct. It was strange and strange. And then they did this quick X-Fighters in space sequence, and you know, it was more of a trailer at that point than anything else. You know, then they did a friggin' lightsaber. Oh God, they did a lightsaber demo of the game, which there was a weird delay in the way the guys would move, and then a half second later, then the character on screen would move. But it wasn't fluid like the same kind of guy, the motions that the dude did. But what really struck me about the game is that in order to swing your sword, you've got to swing your fucking arm all the hell over the place. And it's like, why do people want to do that? Why do they think this is fun? It's not fun. It's that tires people out very quickly. So there was that. Tim Schafer came out. Sesame Street, Once Upon a Monster. The game looks okay, but it's a kiddie game, and it just was another small child and a dude came out. It was funny because Tim Schafer was like, "Release the Simulation Family," and everybody laughed. That was pretty funny. I like Tim Schafer, but then the little kid there was just, he had this intense stare with the little eye that was doing something weird over here, and I was like, another creepy kid. Okay, and then Kudo Sonoda came out. He was the head director of the Kinect hardware, and he was like, he announced Kinect Fun Labs, which is basically an exaggerated tech demo for the Kinect sensor. There's an avatar creator that takes a picture of your face and then your clothes and then makes an avatar of you on your 360 that mimics you instead of picking your own nose, ears, mouth, and all that jive that doesn't really work all that well and looks kind of goofy. Instead, you get something that looks fairly similar to you, but your face is all weirdly distorted in proportion. It doesn't, I really don't care about the freaking avatars anyways. Then they came out and were like, they were talking about finger tracking, and I'm just wondering when the guy demoing it was going to put his finger up his nose. It was just really stupid. And then they did object capture, which the girl on stage held up this doll, the plushie doll, and it worked pretty good. And then they were like, oh, by the way, Kinect Labs goes live today, right now, as we're speaking. I don't know if it'll be right now or if it's at the end of the day, but they said today. So by the time you see this, it probably should be, since the conference already happened. Then they were going to go, and then the next person that came out talked about Kinect Sports Season 2. Games that 6 more games that you wanted, that you've been asking for. And all I have to say is the trailer for it looked very Wii Sports Resort-ish. Very much like a clone. Big surprise. They did some kind of... Oh, it was a rigged demo of... The girl did a demo of a golf game, and the ball came around the hole and it hung there, and she was like, ah, and then it fell in, and yeah, and I'm like, that was fucking rigged, and you know it. Which that kind of, but then it went from bad to worse when 2 dudes came out and started doing Kinect football. Why do you want to do football? Why do you want to do football? Why don't you just go fucking outside and do football outside? The phone is ringing now. But quickly wrap up, Harmonix came out, did Dance Central 2. That looked promising. It was probably the strongest Kinect title they showed. And then Don Mattrick came out, started thanking everybody for the last year, and then it ended up with them, like, a new IP to start a new trilogy, and then they started going, this thing looked like a red star, and it was pulsating, and all this other weirdness. It's nobody. Probably a telemarketer, I'd imagine. And there was like a new IP, and it started off with this trailer with this red thing that kind of looked like a star, and then it started moving, and then it started doing other things, and all of a sudden it hit the heart. And then the heart started beating, and I'm like, okay, we're in internal organs, and then all of a sudden you hear a Cortana go, wake up, Chief, and then Master Chief wakes up, busts out of his cell, and what? Oh, shit's blowing up, grabs Cortana, puts in a helmet, runs outside. Fucking Halo 4. Holiday 2012. It's too soon. Halo is going the same route that Call of Duty is. You're going to burn it out, Microsoft. This conference was abysmal. It was abysmal. Kinect-centric on everything. No new IPs whatsoever. Everything we've heard of before. I hope EA and Ubisoft and the rest of everybody else. Sony's later tonight. Ubisoft and EA are later tonight. EA, I believe, is next. Nintendo tomorrow. I hope somebody brings something way better than this, because Microsoft, you just tripped and fell on your face. So, that's all for me from right now, and I will talk to you later after EA's press conference. So until next time, you have yourselves a good day.